How to achieve time and location freedom in 90 days and travel around the world by building a lead generation agency. So in a nutshell, I'm just going to be talking and just sharing from my experience what is the most efficient way to achieve time freedom, being able to do work, doing whatever you want on your own schedule, and also having complete location freedom, so being able to do the stuff that you need to do in any place in the world that you want to be in. I'm not showing these pictures to quote unquote flex on my lifestyle, but I just think that it's really important for you to see that I'm actually doing this stuff, so I'm just not making this stuff up myself. First thing, here's a picture of me skydiving in Bangkok from 10,000 feet, a really dope experience. Here's me in Paris a few days ago. Here's me in Gili in Bali. Here's me living in a villa in Uluwatu in the island of Bali. Sand surfing in the desert of Dubai and jet skiing in front of Burj Al Arab. So I have been doing this for the past almost a year. The goal of this presentation is to show you how you can move abroad and live freely on your own terms and achieve time and location freedom in the most efficient manner as possible. And it's going to be really useful for you if you like or want to travel. Right now you're just trapped in a gray, foggy and a rainy place because of your 9-to-5 job or a financial situation. A quick thing also before we get into the actual presentation, I have something called gentleman's agreement. So if you have watched more than 2 videos on my channel and you have liked the stuff that you see, go ahead and drop a subscribe on my channel. I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. A common mistake that people make is they think they need to make like fucking 30k a month to live freely abroad and work on their own terms, but that's completely false. Actually, in a lot of countries and cities, you're able to live a super good life for like 1.5 or 2k a month, and in most cases you're able to make more money since you'll be able to focus full time on your business and live way more stress-free life. So if you're actually able to quit your 9-to-5, move to a place where you have smaller expenses and you're just gonna be less stressed and have more time on actually focusing on your business. So 10 months ago I threw out like 95% of my stuff, got rid of my apartment in Finland and moved to Bali. I knew I wasn't gonna stay in Bali forever, but I felt like it was a great starting point. I really didn't know even what Bali was. I had seen like 2 TikToks from it and 1 Instagram post, and I was like, yeah, fucking Bali is probably pretty dope. My lead gen agent was already doing really well at that point, so I was able to make the change. And now during the past months I have lived and visited in a lot of different places. I stayed in Bali for a few months, I stayed in Thailand, I went to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, I lived in Dubai for like 4 months. That was really dope. And right now I'm here in South France, like I said. Also visited Paris, but I'm gonna be living in the South France for a bit now. The point that I'm trying to make here is it has been really cool, and I just want to share you how we can do it the most efficient way. So to make this stuff happen is really 3 steps. Step number 1, get 3 to 5 lead generation agency clients. It can pretty much be any business. It doesn't have to be a lead gen agency, but why I think lead generation agency is the best way to do it is, first of all, if you do like remote closing, high ticket closing, that's dope, but your time is really tied to the calls and you can't really live, for example, in Bali or like Southeast Asia, in a lot of places because of the time zones, and you just need to be hopping on like 8 hours, 6 hours a day on calls, whatever you might be doing. But when you are running a lead generation agency, like of course to get the first few clients you have to do sales calls, but after that you don't really need to talk to your clients that much, like do a monthly call with them and then everything is handled over email or LinkedIn messages. So it doesn't really matter if you lose internet for a few hours or if you want to go to the beach, you're able to handle the stuff later. Get 3 to 5 lead generation agency clients with the right structure and plan. That is going to take you like 30 to 90 days depending on what is your starting point, how hard you're hustling, how much time you're putting into it, etc. But like it shouldn't take you more than 90 days to get at least 3 clients. That would be pretty crazy. If you are average on the service delivery side, like if you're not the best but you are not the worst, you will be making around $3,000 to $6,000 a month minimum. In most cases you can make way more, but that's like where you are really gonna be at 3 to 6k a month at least if you're like fairly average. At this point your operational expenses are also gonna be around $500 to $1,000 a month. You won't really have team members, you'll have a simple tech stack. You're racking in like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 of profit every single month. This is not the end goal, of course, but this gives you a good base to start preparing. So what you want to do is you want to save at least $10,000 while managing the business to have a buffer while traveling. Like what I have just learned and what I have just seen, it is way nicer to travel if you have like 10k buffer always at all times. You'll get a chance to do something cool, travel to a nice place, go fucking skydiving, meet some cool people, buy some cool shit, go to another country, or like maybe something crazy happens, like something bad happens, like a fucking war breaks out on the island that you're in. Like if you have 10k, you're just able to get a helicopter to the next island. That's a bit of an extreme example, but what I just mean, it's good to have like at least 10k of a buffer on your bank account and to make sure that you're like pretty set. After you have done that, step 2 is picking a location. So you can pick anywhere, but the most efficient way to get like the time and location freedom is to go like a really budget friendly place. Just in my experience, Southeast Asia is really the place. Yeah, the time zones can be a bit fucked, but it's a really nice place. Great place to live, like whatever where you go, like Thailand, Philippines. So I recommend for the most efficient path, go to Southeast Asia. And what it's really gonna look like, your rent is gonna be around 500 to 1,000 bucks a month. At the low end, you won't get a huge mansion with that money, but you will get like a nice 1-bedroom apartment, a work desk, Wi-Fi, like all the basic necessities for like 500 bucks a month at like most places. On the high end, like $1,000 a month. Food gonna be like 500 bucks a month. Again, depends a bit. Like if you don't cook, if you just like order food or go to restaurants, in most places you're gonna be spending like $500 a month, maybe even a bit less. Eating is really not that expensive. And then just miscellaneous shit like renting a scooter, going to a barber, gym membership, fucking massages, all of that stuff gonna be around 500 bucks a month. At the end of the day, you only need like 1.5 or $2,000 a month in profit to like live like a really comfortable life. Something to also just mention on picking the location, make sure that you figure out the visa stuff, the legal side of things. I know that for example in Bali, you have to extend your visa to be able to be there for 60 days. And then after 60 days, quickly do a visa run. You go to like Thailand or Malaysia or something for a few days and come back so you get a new visa. In Thailand, it's like 90 days. And I know in other places like really similar. So just figure out the visa things. So you're able to plan accordingly. And then step 3, after you have done that, you want to grow the agency abroad and enjoy life. So as you are living there, you're feeling good, you're having less stress, getting exposed to more sun, and you're having way more time to build the business. That's really the situation where you want to be. Don't get too comfortable. Spend at least 8 hours a day on the business. Like what you don't want to happen is building up like a 5k a month agency or 6k a month agency, and then you move there and then you just fucking fuck around and you waste all your time, all your days. You just sit by the pool and just drink like mojitos, and that's like all you do. Like you're missing a huge opportunity. Like the best thing, at least in my opinion, is when you do make the move, you're able to like to stress less. You will be way more happier. Life is looking really great. And you'll also be able to like have way smaller living expenses. So you're able to put in more profit into the business, take higher and bigger risks, and also just focus way more on the business. So that's like the perfect time to scale. So you don't want to get too complacent and too comfortable at that position. You want to still like spend 6-8 hours a day on like scaling the business itself. So get the first few case studies, increase your prices, start solving other problems in your market and charging more. Like just like get fucking better at delivering results for your clients in your market. Hire a VA, turn them into a complete terminator with good SOPs and AI. With AI, it's nowadays hella easy, good SOPs. You're able to just leverage your time, spend it better, and scale to $20,000 to $30,000 a month in 6 to 9 months and upgrade your lifestyle accordingly. So yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna take. I know if you just have a nice basic house, you can eat out, you can go to the gym. That's pretty good for most people. But imagine how much better it would be if instead of making 5k a month, you would be making 30k a month. Like imagine the moves you're able to make there. You're able to move to higher end places, like more expensive apartments, nicer villas, nicer service. Like for example, when I was living in Dubai, yeah, it was hella expensive and living expenses for like fucking 10k a month or like fucking 9k a month, but I had all my food cooked for me. I was living in a really nice apartment. I had maids and drivers and I didn't have to do shit myself. It's really nice to do like the basics, but don't get comfortable. Don't get stuck on that. Actually use that opportunity that you have created for yourself and take the full advantage of it. Scale the business, work really hard, take everything out of it. That's pretty much it. The most efficient way to get time and location freedom and actually live a really fucking happy life under the sun. I know it's not for everyone. Maybe you are already living in a really nice place, you don't want to fucking move, but I'm saying that this is for the people who are like me, like living in Finland, fucking shit weather all the time, like everything's expensive, like I don't really like living there that much. The most efficient way to go from that to actually like having time and location freedom and living a really happy life is going 3 steps. You can either do it alone, but it's gonna be hard, and to be honest, it's gonna take a lot of time, or you can just work with us and we'll get you to 10k a month in 90 days with your lead generation agency, and I'll gladly help you out with everything else. We'll help you fucking get the first few clients, we'll help you scale, we'll help you fucking hire the VAs, do the SOPs, do the AI, raise higher prices, and just make more money, make it predictable, make it scalable. So if that's something that you want to do, I highly recommend that you go ahead and book a call with us, agentvelocity.io. Book a call, see if you qualify. If you qualify, we guarantee results or don't pay. It was a pleasure to do this video. Drop a like, drop a dislike, press subscribe. Take care. Peace.